It's telling me we're streaming live.
But now we're streaming live. Yes. So I'm happy we are live, Pat. This is the present show. As you are actually hearing me, you are hearing as well, Pat. Now that's the second episode of the present show, and here is Lele, and here is Pat. Ciao, Pat. How are you?
Hi, folks. I'm the Mindful Pat.
Ciao, Pat. So important is to know that the present show as well is our second episode. We started the first time initially was we are evolving all the time. We are listening. Please provide
Lele, there we go.
And now that the music is, of course, I stopped it because otherwise nobody's gonna hear us.
Yeah.
So the point for today is actually this. So why we're here is because we would like to bring the concept of mindfulness, right? So we are in a business environment, no matter what company you are working on. Particularly in this case, you can see we are in IBM, but it could be in any company. It's important, right, to take care also of your presence, so of your mind, your focus. How many things while you're doing business, if you're doing closing, if you're having many meetings or you're having many people and you meet them along the day, it's sometimes hard to find the time to think, find the time to realize what you're doing. And this is actually, it shouldn't be hard. So that's important. So Pat, for example, why do you think, maybe that's the first question I would ask you, why do you think mindfulness is important in a business environment?
It's very, very important for the business environment for several reasons. The main one being that you're better able to manage your own emotions and your own thoughts, and more specifically, the reactions that you have to certain situations, to thoughts, to emotions. Mm-hmm. So it'll help you manage stress, your emotions. It increases productivity, awareness, innovation, creativity, and better relationship building, not only with yourself, but with others. And what I'm saying is not just my own humble opinion, but it's based on science, on hard evidence, and lots of case studies.
So it's case studies where the idea is, I understand, is you take people that had practice, and we might actually share as well in the next episode what are the case studies. But the idea is you take practice and you observe what is the benefit of who is practicing mindfulness. So is it something that I can get like a good results tomorrow if I just have a mindful minute now, or I would need time? So what would you think is the best thing to do?
You could feel the results right away, but like with anything, it takes practice, and it's not that there's this golden rule or specific path that you need to follow. And it's just like life; it has ups and downs. Just quickly, I'll share with you a story. I had a practitioner that would come to several of my sessions over weeks, and she would say, "Patrick, I don't get it. I'm still stressed. I have lots of thoughts. I can't focus. This mindfulness doesn't work for me." And I said, Magda, don't worry. This will pass. This will change. And a few weeks later, she comes again and she says, "Patrick, I got it. I'm relaxed. I had no thoughts. Mindfulness is great." And I said, "Magda, don't worry. This too shall pass. This too shall change." So you could notice the benefits, yeah. And the neurological science also shows the different brain activity that happens.
Mm-hmm. So you basically need some time because you have to, like you train muscles or like you learn a new language, you cannot learn it from one day to another, and it's some time and effort. So that's the important thing. So that's exactly why mindfulness, that's why we do this show. The idea is, we talk about it. The more you know, the more you might get informed about what are the practice and how to get in. So for example, from my side, I'm generally a bit skeptical, right, in things I would like to know to get to try. So some time ago, what I did is I learned about the concept of mindfulness and what it was. I wasn't really believing that it could be true. I was considering, it's just some esoteric thing that somebody's doing, but it doesn't have a real sense. But then I realized that, for example, around me, and you can observe people around, they're always, either working with the phone on their hand, or maybe they're having a conversation and they see a notification and they just lose the attention, or they're having a lot of meetings and then they keep talking, doing meetings, but they don't realize maybe that maybe the solution is in front of their nose, and they don't see it because they're busy being busy. So mindfulness, effectively, with a little practice, already immediately helps you to be aware of this moment of tension, complication, stress, and so on, and reducing it since immediately just by being mindful of it. So that's good, right? So what would you say for who maybe considers it something that is religion wise, or something esoteric, or something only for a niche of fanatics? What would you reply to them?
Right. It's a great question, and it comes up often. Here in the corporate environment and at IBM, for ourselves, we do our best. I'm a senior business compliance professional, so it's very important for me to distinguish between mindfulness and religion. And we're not trying to favor or bring certain religions into this. Mindfulness, strictly speaking, is just being aware and present of everything that's happening right now, inside and outside. That's all it is. There are ways that you can practice getting to that state, getting to the here and now, and that varies some of the techniques, and then you can draw different religious practices into that. So I understand where the confusion comes from. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when you think mindfulness, you think meditation, and then you think about somebody sitting in a lotus position, and then you're like, oh, that's Buddhism, that's Hinduism. But it's mindfulness is strictly something probably that started in the 1970s under John Kabat-Zinn at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And he did a mindfulness-based stress reduction program. So it's very science-based, very neurologically based, and it's really just about being here and now. So religion, no.
So it's not connected with it. It's not so, and that's important. Maybe it's hard to say it because everybody is saying the same thing for everything. Like you want to start a diet, if I should try, and so on. But effectively, it is connected as well with scientific methodology. So if you really want to know if it works, you have gonna try. You need to do it. So by trying means try to follow the practice, try to follow the basic practice. And now we are gonna do a mindful minute. So if you start from, what are and the practice is really simple. It's just being aware and present, so nothing else. But you will see how hard it is. How hard it is to be mindful about the sensations that you have with your six senses, because your mind starts wandering and going around. So it's not so easy. But while trying, then you will see the benefit. And if you not see the benefit, it might be that you have not the correct practice applied, or it might be that you need more time for it, or it might need that it's not made for you. So I mean, or maybe is it mindfulness for everybody, or is it somebody that is not okay with mindfulness? What would you say to these guys?
We're all mindful. 50% of the day at least. I mean, think about moments when you're enjoying a sunset or something beautiful, or experiencing a nice flavor, or listening, you're at a rock concert and the music, and you're just, I love it, I'm alive, I'm in the moment, right? That's all mindfulness is. So it's just about trying to create as much as that in your life, right? And not letting the bad come in, and the negativity, and allowing stress and your angry bosses to change your presence, right? Your well-being.
And now I would say thank you. I think that since it's for everybody, you're gonna try, and then maybe let us know in the comments or in the chat your feedback and input about it. Now I think it's time for our mindful minute, Pat. So let me get rid of my screen. And
yes.
What is the mindful minute of today?
So I'm about to travel for some business, and I'm at the airport, as you can tell. So one of the best practice techniques for getting in a mindfulness state or coming in the present moment is sounds. It's noises and things that we hear around us. The trick is, because as soon as you hear something new, you're like, oh, and then your mind starts thinking about it. But try to just be open to it. Try not to judge it or interpret it, or put labels and words behind what you're hearing, but try to experience the sound for what it is, the vibration that's impacting your eardrum, right? And you can always come back to that state, right? So that's why music, a lot of people really love music or being outside, because you hear so much things. So for the next, I guess, 20 seconds, to take up our minute, I just want you to pick one or two sounds that you hear around you. Maybe there's more objects, but try to just experience the sound. Perfect.
And it's something, I mean, the question that I had is, should I focus on some sounds or should I leave it be? And the idea is, when you focus, you might start thinking and imagining it. So the idea is to consider it as maybe a cloudy sky with the clouds that are just going and going, and without focusing on one, you just keep staring at one fixed spot, and everything that is passing through it, just whatever is passing. The same thing you should be able to do with the sound.
Exactly. Well said.
So thanks a lot, Pat, for the Mindful Minute. Thanks for everybody to attend and to be here with the present show. Now I guess it's our time to say hello and to see you in the next episode, right? So be with us, and there are many more questions. The next one we will have a guest as well, so we'll be able to ask to the best mindful practitioners about it. So thank you a lot. And,
thank you.
Have a nice trip to wherever you're going, and see you soon.
Thanks, Lele. Thanks for everything. And remember, everyone, life is worth living in the present.
And because this is the present.